Okay, so I've pretty well got the bench top together here. Just did some finish sanding along the side here, just with a block and some 120 grit sandpaper, and just put a nice smooth edge on that. So here's the track pack that I've got for my N-scale layout. I've had this kit for years, just never did anything with it. But one of the reasons why I got it, and one of the reasons why it appealed to me so much, was the track plan. And this layout here was designed by Jim Hediger at Model Railroader years ago, I believe. I could be mistaken on that, but I believe Jim was the one who put the track plan together for this, for the world's greatest hobby promotion at the time. So I think this is going back quite a few years. I think this was like late 80s, early 90s kind of thing. I could be mistaken. But yeah, there it is. So inside, we have our track, instructions. It comes with a DVD. I believe this is on YouTube somewhere. If I can find it, I'll post a link in the description. Now the DVD goes through the build for the HO scale, the HO version of the this track plan, but it's all the same for the most part. This being N-scale. So what do we have? Should have 4 turnouts. Two left hand and 2 right hand, I believe. Sectional track, some turns. I don't know what radius this is offhand. Looks like there's about 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. Some more turns. Straights. Okay. These must be for the spurs on the very ends. I'm not sure what these are. Oh, these are the remote switches. Looks like they're push button activated. So I got 4 of those for my 4 switches. I'm not sure how durable. I guess they link up at the sides here. And I guess this is our power connection here. Okay. And of course we've got our wiring. So these look, this looks like our, got 4 of our switch connect or turnout connections to our switches. Yeah, I'm not sure what these are. Oh, this must be our power connection. And I'm not too sure what that is. Oh, these are turnout extensions. These are the extensions for the turnouts, I guess. They need the length to go from our wherever they are in the layout to our switch motors here, our switches. So I just want to give the track a quick test here, make sure there's electrical continuity. There's no issues with the track here, so I just quickly set up my Bachmann controller along with the loco and a few cars that I had. So far, so good. Oh, we have a problem. So it looks like we have a dead spot on that turnout. Yeah, we definitely have an issue there somewhere. So this Bachmann EZ Track turnout was giving me some problems, and it took me a while, but I finally figured out what was happening. Essentially, the locomotive was stalling on the turnout, and I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. I thought maybe it was shorting out, or it's a bad connection there somewhere. So what it turned out to be is this frog here is an electrically isolated frog. So it's an insulated frog, or it's supposed to be. But that wasn't the case here for this one. It turns out the frog was making electrical contact with this rail right here. So it was live. So I guess that was causing all sorts of issues when the locomotive was trying to cross the frog here. I thought it was shorting out. It probably was in a few spots. I'm not sure, but anyways, so what was happening was, I don't know if you can see this on camera. There's supposed to be two very small gaps in there between the frog and the rails. And I don't know if I can show you what I did, but essentially what I did was I just took my X-Acto knife in here and I just very carefully just sort of wedged my blade in there and increased the size of the gap ever so slightly. Didn't take much, and that seemed to do the trick. It's now electrically isolated. It is an insulated frog. So I just did a quick test on the layout here, and there was no more stalling, so that's good. So I took the turnout back off the layout here, and I decided I was going to go ahead and replace this spring here, this steel spring or wire. Essentially, this is a failing of Bachmann EZ turnouts. The wire is quite small and doesn't give a very strong opening or closing action, and it does tend to a rolling stock or a locomotive can actually, in some cases will pick the points. So if on a facing point move, if the locomotive is traveling this way into the turnout, if there's not enough pressure here with the point rails up against the stock rails, the rolling stock or whatever can pick the point, so and the wheels can actually get in behind the point rails. So yeah, and it's pretty, I can easily move the points here. So I'm going to put in a stronger spring. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that for all these turnouts, but well, I don't have many on this layout. This is just a starter track plan that I'm working with here. So there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 turnouts. So I'll probably just go ahead and replace that steel spring or spring wire, and I'll make another video showing that process. Okay, so I just got everything back together here, and I'll just run a train through this, make sure there's no issues. Everything seemed to work okay. Do a long loop here. I'll see if I can back this into the spur here without any issues. Okay. Looks like everything is working the way it should be, which is good. Now, one thing you may have noticed, I did change up the track plan here just a tiny bit. On the left spur here at the end, I put a piece of curved track in there. I just wanted to separate the two spurs a little bit, and I'll explain why in a minute. Okay, so I am gonna make some changes to this track plan. Most model railroaders can't resist changing track plans. And I'm just gonna tweak this just a little bit. I have another turnout here from Bachmann. I mean, I'm just gonna make one change, I think. I don't wanna get too invested in EZ Track here. These turnouts aren't cheap. I think this cost me 60 bucks Canadian. Yeah, it adds up fast. One thing I wanted to note about these turnouts, I guess this would be considered the standard left-hand turnout from Bachmann. It's an unnumbered turnout, meaning it's not a, it's not a number 4 or number 6 or 8 or whatever. Their standard turnouts, this is a left-hand turnout, they have the divergent track is curved, and I think it's an 11.25 inch radius curve. Yeah, that's it, on the divergent path. So yeah, I just wanted to make a note of that, and at least it comes with a switch here, which is good. And I have some straight pieces here and a few other bits. Like I say, I don't want to get too crazy with EZ Track. This is my first N-scale layout, and I figured this would just be an easy way of, no pun intended, to get up to speed here. The original track plan is the world, I guess this, you'd call this the world's greatest hobby track plan. If you haven't seen the DVD or the YouTube video, there it is there. And it's a pretty good track. I like it. I mean, it's a good track plan for starters, for beginners. It's not too simple and it's not too complex, so it's just got the right balance of complexity. I find beginners take on a little too much and get a little overwhelmed and frustrated when things go wrong.